everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are working with the Magical Mystery Bead Box from Jesse James Beads for August 2021. Its theme is Autumn Woods, and we're going to make a beautiful necklace today. So first off, our encouraging words today are, "Do small things with great love," said by Mother Teresa. And on the back it says, "Leave a little kindness wherever you go. Life is much better when we're in it together." And that is so true. So small things with great love. Sometimes just the tiniest little act of kindness can change someone's whole day, maybe their whole life. You just don't know. All right, so here we have it. Autumn Woods, August 2021. I have to say I loved this box this month so much. The colors are beautiful. And so today we're going to make a necklace, and I'll show you everything that you're going to need. So first off, we're going to use this beautiful pendant piece that was in the box. I love this so much. I could not get over how pretty it is. It's just beautiful. It just said stone pendant piece, stone pendant. I don't know if it's agate. It kind of looks like it could be. It's almost like some druzy going on here, and maybe even some dendrite action. I don't know. It's really, really cool though. Love it. So we're going to be using that. We are going to be using a length of, this is antique bronze beading wire. So it's very similar to, or not beading wire, beading chain. It's very similar to the Coriana chain, okay? It's very tiny, and most beads will go on it, but I'm going to be using this because I didn't want to use tiger tail and have it really show, and I'm going to be making wrap loops with some of these, so this is going to show through, and I just think this is pretty. I have a length here of 11 inches. I probably will not use that much of it. This is available on my website if you're interested. I have it in antique bronze and red copper. And again, it's very similar to the Coriana chain. It's very tiny. A lot of beads fit on it. Okay, so we've got that. We've got 2 clamshell covers and 2 crimp beads for the ends of this. Then I've got some chain. Now this is an antique bronze, just a regular like cable chain. It looks like it's probably 2 millimeter, probably 2 millimeter lengths. And we're just going to be using this going up the side. So I have a big bunch of it here. I haven't cut it yet. I'll tell you when I do cut it what length I go with. I have some jump rings. I have a toggle clasp. This is just from my own stash. And I have a bunch of ball head pins from my own stash in antique bronze. And then I have this leaf and this little tassel. Now these are from the box this month. This little leaf and tassel. I have 2 of these really pretty, like creamy colored, sparkly beads. I have these 2 gold beads. And I've got all of the little leaf, these little leaf beads that were in there. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 of them, and 2, 4, 6, 8 of these little cones. So I have all of these little leaves and all of the little cones, and that's what we're going to use in this necklace today. Okay, so get your stuff together, come on back, and we'll get started. Alrighty, so let's move some of the stuff out of the way. The first thing we're going to do is attach our pendant. Now I'm thinking about using a bail for this, so hold on just a second. Let me see what I have. Okay, so I have this leafy pinch bail, or filigree pinch bail, and I think it's going to look really good with this leaf. So I'm just going to go with it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the leaf and the tassel right here. Let me zoom in a little. Come down a little, okay? I'm still getting used to this camera. It's been interesting. Okay, I'm going to take this leaf and this tassel, and I'm going to connect them together with a jump ring. So I've got a little oval jump ring here. And you're hearing my chair squeak. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's very squeaky. It needs some oil. But it's not a baby crying. One girl was like, "I thought it was a baby crying in your video." No, there are no babies here. None. Probably won't be for a long time unless Logan or Landon has babies, and then I will be happy to watch them, but they're not here now. Okay, so I'm going to take this little leaf tassel thing here, and let me look at how this is going to work. This pinch bail needs to be pulled apart just a tad. Okay, it's going to go right onto the stone. And then this tassel, it's actually going to need to lay the other way, unfortunately. I thought that might work, but or is it? Is it going to lay flat in there if I do that? Actually, it will. Okay. So I'm just going to hook the tassel onto the rod of this pinch. No, it isn't either. It's going to mess that up. Okay, never mind. That's not going to work. Let's take that back out. Yeah, I haven't made this yet. I've just got the idea in my head. Obviously, I can't make it or I wouldn't have the beads to make it for you. So, yeah. All right, so I'm just going to close up the pinch bail. Let's do that first. So this is just a little filigree leaf pinch bail. It's from my own stash. And I really just like the way it looked because of that leaf right there. And I need some bigger pliers. So let me grab... See if my crimping pliers, they open up a little wider. And I'm just going to squeeze this together. I just want to make sure that it's in there really good and it's not going to come out. Okay, looking good. Okay, so that's really pretty on there. I like that pinch bail. Okay, now I do want to hang this from it though. I want this leaf and this tassel, or do I want to hang them? Do I want to do a 2-layer thing? I wanted something in front of this just to decorate it a little bit. The pinch bail does decorate it up quite a bit. Can't decide. Okay, let me go ahead and put this on this chain and just look at it. It does look pretty like that, but I really kind of want this hanging in front of it. I just think that decorates it, makes it really cute. So let me grab a smaller... where are my oval jump rings? Let me grab a smaller oval jump ring. All my oval jump rings are just in a container all together, which is really bad, but that's the way I have them. And I do have some tiny ones in here. Just have to find them. There they are. Okay, I'm not sure. This may be... Let's just look and see. Okay, so I'm going to take this little jump ring. Sometimes this is what you have to do when you are making things. Sometimes you just have to experiment and see what works. Sometimes the way I have it in my head does not always come out right when you try to make it. So you just have to go with the flow and plan B. All right, so I'm just going to hook this right through. This is a tiny little jump ring. I'm just going to find a little area right here where I can get this up under this filigree. And I'm just going to try to hook it right through there because I really do want this hanging in front. I think it would be super cute. But it does take a tiny jump ring to do this. Okay. I think I got it. Maybe. Nope, it's not one to go through there. Try it through this little hole right here. Well, shoot, it's not one to go through there. Okay, I'm gonna take it back out off of this off of this pendant piece. Sorry, guys. Just have to bear with me for a minute. Like I said, sometimes it doesn't work out like you think it's going to. All right, I'm going to hook this through here. I'm just going to get it through here before I even put that on the pendant. I know this will work. I just know it will. So I'm just going to make it work. It's going to work. Okay, so there's that through there. Let me close that up. Close that jump ring up. Okay, is that hanging correctly? It is. All right, I'm going to put this back on the pendant. You may need to reshape it a little bit because I've kind of opened and closed it a lot. This necklace is going to remain in my own collection, so I don't really have to worry about, you know, it coming apart on somebody else or anything. If I was going to sell this or something like that, I would definitely get another bale and start fresh, but I'm not. I'm keeping it, so it's all good. If it falls apart on me, I can fix it. All right, how's that? That looks really good. See, I just like that in front of there. I think it's adorable. And the pinch bill's in there, really good. And the jump ring's in there, and it's all wonderful. Okay, I knew it would work. Just took a little trial and error. Okay, so there it is. All right, now we're going to make some dangles that are going to hang on this chain. So here's what we've got. We've got all these really pretty little beads. Now, I'm going to take these gold beads and I'm going to put them on this chain first. And the reason I'm doing that is I don't want this to be, these other little dangle beads to be right up next to this bale. And I actually may need some spacer beads to put in between these. So let me look at it just a second. I think I'm going to see if I have some fire polish or some bicones that match this. And that will, I can show you how you can bead even tiny beads on this chain. So let me see what I have that might work to space these out, because we're going to be hanging these on these little ball head pins, and if I don't put a couple beads or a bead or two in between each one, they're just gonna slide down together, you know, and all be in a big bunch, and that's really not the look that I'm going for. So let me see what I have. I will be right back. Okay, so I have some 6mm fire polish beads, and I think these are going to be pretty on here, and they will work exactly for what I need them to do. Okay, so I'm going to take these two off, and I'm going to go ahead and put one of each of these 6mm fire polish beads on here. Zoom back out just a bit. Okay, all right, so we're going to stick this guy on this side. Now 4mm fire polish, they don't go on this beading chain so well, but the 6mm do just fine. Okay, so there's a couple. Now, we're going to be making some little dangles here. So, here's what I'm going to do. I think I will go with one of these cones first. I just take my ball head pin and put it on here. I'm going to come up a little bit from the bead and bend this at a 90-degree angle. Then I'm going to take my round nose pliers, which seem to have disappeared. There they are. Okay. Going to take my round nose pliers, come up and over, so you're going to have a question mark looking thing right here. Okay. Then I'm going to go around, grab it with my pliers again and go around. So there you'll have a little loop. Okay. Then I'm going to grab the loop with these pliers, and with my other pliers, I'm going to wrap. Now you can do this as neat or as messy as you want. I'm just going to give it, I don't know, 3 or 4 good little wraps around. So it just gives it a kind of a messy little wrap there for me. That's what I want. And I'm going to trim this off. And then you always want to take your pliers and make sure where you trimmed it that there's no little snaggy thing sticking out, because these little wires can be sharp and you don't want that to catch on your clothes or anybody's clothes. And then I'm going to hang him right on here. Okay, so when he falls down, that's what he's going to look like. I think these are cute. Okay, so I'm going to make another one. Same thing with the cone bead for the other side. Bend this at a 90-degree angle. Take my pliers, go up, over, rotate them up and around. Grab a little thing here and wrap. Okay. Go around one more time here. There we go. All right, and I'm just going to trim this off. Make sure it is tucked in. You can see it's sticking out pretty big right there. So, you know, that would be really annoying. That would snag your clothes or your skin. So you always want to make sure those are tucked in. And then he is just going to hang on the other side here. Like this. Now, if I hadn't grabbed these fire polish beads out, and I was just putting the dangles on, the next one that I do, which is going to be this leaf, would hang right down here beside this. But I kind of want there to be some space in between the dangles. So I'm going to add another fire polish bead on each side. Okay. And then I'm going to make dangles from my leaves. So basically, you're just doing the same thing. Now the leaves kind of do have a top and a bottom. I'm going to make sure that the bottom's at the bottom, where the little ball is going to be. It's not a huge deal. I mean, you can't tell all that bad, but I don't know. I'm a little OCD with things like that sometimes. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to make a little wrapped loop. Wrap it around a few times. Okay, and trim it off. Just like that. Tuck in the little snaggle. And then this one will go right on the chain as well. So the leaf is just going to hang right there beside the cone. Okay, then I will do another fire polish bead, just like this, and I will do my leaf on the other side as well. Okay, 90 degrees, same thing, up, over, and around. And wrap. Okay, and I'm going to cut it off. And make sure that it's not snagging. And it's going on this side. Okay, just like that. And a fire polish bead. Now I'm going to continue, and I'm going to use all of my cones, so cones, fire polish bead, leaves, and I'm just going to alternate the cones, the fire polish beads, and the leaves all the way until I run out of them. Okay, so go ahead and do that and come on back. Okay, so here's what I've got done so far, and I really do like this. I think it's very pretty. I have 2 more leaves and 2 more cones, and I'm actually going to save these for earrings. So I left off with the fire polish bead, and I'm going to put this really pretty little kind of cream luster colored bead on. And then I'm just going to end this with these regular little gold spacers, I think. I'm going to look at the cream bead and decide if I really like it on there. I think I do. I like it. It just adds just some pretty sparkle. Okay, so here's what I've got. Now, I need to finish off this chain right here so that I can go ahead and attach my other chain to it. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to scoot this down. I'm not going to leave a lot of extra chain. I'm just going to go ahead and take my clamshell cover, put the chain through the bottom. Okay. It'll come right out the top like this. Then I'm going to take my crimp bead and slide it on the chain. Now, I'm going to go all the way up to the end with my pliers of the chain, and I'm going to crimp this bead down fairly tight. It shouldn't cut your chain. I've not had a trouble with it cutting this chain. And you want to pull, do a tug test to make sure that it's secure and then close it up. So you can add a little glue in there if you're worried about it. Like I said, I'm keeping this necklace for myself, so I'm probably not going to do that. But you could put a little glue in there. Now I'm just going to shorten this down to where it's just like that. See, I just don't want extra chain on this part. I just want this to be, I wanted to make sure that I use this chain in case any showed in between these beads and stuff, but I don't think that it doesn't seem to be being a problem. So you could probably just use your tiger tail if you have it, and that would work just fine. But I went ahead and used this chain, so that's why I did. And then I'm just going to take it and go right through the bottom of this clamshell right here. And then I'm going to put this crimp bead on. I'm just going to let gravity kind of pull this. Did my crimp bead go on? It did. Okay, because I don't want it to be stick straight. I don't want it to be super tight or it won't lay, you know, flexibly. Like I want it to have some movement. But also I don't want it to be real loose on here. So I'm just going to kind of let gravity do it and just crimp it kind of where it lands gently. I'm not going to tug it or make it stick straight or anything. Okay, then I'm going to trim this off. And again, tug test and close that up. Okay, so as you can see, let me fix this little clamshell. He got kind of sideways when I closed him. As you can see, it's got a little movement in it. It is not like poker straight. So, you know, it's just not, I don't want it to just be stuck straight out. I wanted it to have a little movement, and it does. It probably could have actually had a little more even, but that's okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our chain and we're going to go up the sides of the necklace. So you kind of have to decide how long you want this to be on you. Do you want this to be like a test or like an upper length kind of thing? I think it would look a little weird like that. Probably just the normal, you know, length. And I kind of have a cheat sheet here. Whoops, that's not it. Somewhere I have a cheat sheet, yeah, of my length. So if I'm doing a Y necklace, then I know I want 15 inches of chain to the connection point on each side, because a Y necklace is pretty long. If I'm doing a short necklace but not a choker, then I need it to be 24 inches worth of chain. So that would be 12 on each side. And if I'm doing a choker, the total would be 14.5 inches. So I need about 12 on each side, I think, for this one, because I don't want it to be super long, but I don't want it to be super short. So, counting this, okay, that's not 12 not counting. You want to count this too. And so I need, let me measure this. This is about 2.5 inches. So I need about 10.5 inches to make my 12. So I'm probably just going to do it, I'll probably do it right at 10, because by the time I add my clasp on and everything, that'll make it long enough. So I'm going to do it right about 10 inches on each side. Actually, no, I need to do 9.5. I'm sorry, guys. 9.5 inches on each side, because if I do 10, it's going to be 12.5. So let's do 9.5, and then with my 2.5 here, that'll be 12. Okay. And let's go ahead and I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. You can measure if you want again, but I'm just holding it up next to the other one. Okay. So I've got 9.5 inches on each side for my chain. This chain is everywhere. Okay. Let's get the ruler out of the way. And I'm just going to take 2 of my jump rings and I'm going to connect this chain right here onto my clamshell covers. You could open this up and connect it right on. Let me look at that. I may do that instead. I don't know if these links open. They do. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to connect this right on with, just right onto the clamshell covers with my chain. I'm not going to use the jump rings. I don't like to use jump rings unless I have to, because I just like the look of the cleaner. I think it's a cleaner look without a bunch of jump rings. So anytime I can, I do try to connect things just straight to the chain link, or, you know, whatever I've got that I'm connecting. I mean, obviously you have to use jump rings sometimes, but I try not to if I don't have to. Alright, but you do have to get this link closed back up good, which I'm struggling with at the moment. There we go. Goodness gracious, that was like a man up. I don't know, I may end up using the jump ring anyway, just because that seems like you got on there pretty good. That link was hard to get back. Okay, let's try this again. Struggles, guys, struggles. Okay, there we go. Just gonna attach it right on. It shouldn't be that hard. I think these blunt nose pliers aren't helping me any. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that one was much easier to get closed. I don't know what I was doing the other one. Okay, so then you might want to just hold it up on you. Make sure that it's where you want it to lay. Yeah, this is good. I may actually take just a little bit more off the ends of it. Yeah, I think I might take another inch off. I don't want this one to be really long at all. So yeah, I'm going to take another little bit off of there. If I cut it too short, I could always add extender to it. I can use that on the earrings maybe. Okay, so now we're just going to put our closure on, and I have a toggle clasp, which I rarely ever use toggle clasps, but I don't know, I just thought it would be pretty with this necklace today. I'm just kind of a lobster girl, but that's usually all I ever use. So we're just going to attach the bar. And I'm going to grab one more of those. See, that's the bigger one. Let me grab one more of the bigger ones just so they match. I really should separate out my jump rings, but that would take a long time to do. I don't have time for that. Okay. And I'm just going to attach this side. Okay, and close it up here. Make sure that your bar will go through your ring okay, that nothing's getting in the way, your jump ring's not too big. Sometimes that does happen. Seems to be happening right now. Why will that not go through there? That jump ring really shouldn't block that like that. Maybe it is. I may have to put a smaller jump ring on there. Always check them. When you're using toggles, always check, because yeah, this one's having issues. So let me try a smaller jump ring. Sometimes they just won't fit through the ring real well, especially if you have like a bigger bead or something right there. So that's something to keep in mind. We'll try the smaller jump ring. That kind of surprises me though. I didn't think that jump ring would have done that, but it's good to know for the future. Live and learn, don't we? All right. Close that one up. Let's see if this one works. This is the bar that goes with this toggle. I do know that, but it is not wanting to go through there. There we go. Okay. Well, at least we know it won't come loose very easily. So, yeah, it takes a smaller jump ring. That bar is barely fitting through the toggle, you know, as it is. Like, that's really kind of have to maneuver it to get it through there. Okay. But at least it won't come undone. So that's good. All right, let me put this necklace on a form and I will show it to you. Hold on just a minute. Okay, so here's our finished necklace. I like it. I think it turned out really cute. We've got our little leaf beads on here and our little cone beads. And this beautiful, beautiful pendant piece. That piece is just stunning. I love it. And then our chain. So, yeah, I think this turned out pretty. I really do like it, and I hope you guys like it as well. If you want to subscribe to Jessie Jane's Magical Mystery Bead Box, I have a link in the description box below. And that's everything. So if you're not subscribed and you want to see more tutorials like this, I will be doing more. So you need to subscribe and ring the bell. That way you're notified when I upload videos. All right, guys, have a great rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.